In this video, we're gonna look at how to overcome the nice guy syndrome. And why is it that nice guys or people who struggle with people-pleasing tendencies, why is it that they finish last? Why is it that this is a pattern that is actually working against them, preventing them from success, from happiness, and from really getting the things that they truly want in life? This is a pattern that I see in a lot of people, whether they're man or woman. It doesn't matter that it's the nice guy thing, it's a label, but it's something that is widely spread and that is widely damaging for the individual, for the relationship they're into, and that is preventing them from being the most authentic self. And I know because I used to struggle with this for many years as a teenager, as a young adult. I was really struggling with this, especially in every single one of my relationships. I struggled to say no. I was always putting people's need first. I was struggling to be assertive. I was avoiding conflict. It was just this mentality that if you are nice and you are being friendly and you're helping others and you're putting other people's needs first, they will like you. And when they like you, they will do the things that you want from them, that they will meet your needs, so to speak. They will make you feel loved. They will appreciate you. They will, so it will create this kind of relationship, right? But most importantly is that when people like you, they will not leave you. And you see, this is the root of the people-pleasing tendency, right? And all the sub-patterns that come from this, struggle with the self-worth, with the self-love, with the way they see themselves. So really the challenge comes down to having a poor self-image and low self-esteem. And it's often starting along the line that there's something wrong with me, there's something unlovable, unlikable about me, that if people knew me the way I am, really, if people knew, all my flaws and this and that, and if I was just being myself, or if I was confronting people or telling them what I want, or, just being more bold, more transparent, more authentic in a certain way, people wouldn't like you. And what happens is that often as a result of experiences in childhood and so on, people learn and they start to become like chameleon. They start to adapt. They start to be how they think other people want them to be so that they can receive love, validation, appreciation. It's a lot of trying to gain validation, significance, and feeling worthy through external things, whether it's success, right? That's why most nice guys or people-pleasing tendencies that they chase something, whether it's material things, whether it's money, whether it's followers, whether it's some form of status. They're always chasing something that would compensate that lack that they feel within themselves. So if you're struggling with this in your life, you have to start looking really inside of you and your own self-image. And this is where usually it takes a lot of deep work. But you see, it's not about working hard on yourself in order to fix yourself or because there's something wrong with you, but you do it because you know that those patterns don't represent who you really are. So you do it from a place of self-love, self-care, and not to fix something so that other people will finally like you. You have to start seeing your own completeness, your own worthiness, your own self-love, your own self-care, your own values, what you have to offer to the world, right? And you have to start undoing all those thoughts, all those beliefs, all those patterns. So it requires a lot of awareness on your part and taking a lot of responsibility for all the failed relationship, for all that passive aggressiveness that usually comes with the nice guys, okay? When things are not working out, when people are not liking you, or when people are not doing what you want them to do, even though you've been nice and you've done all these things, what tends to result is being passive aggressive, withdrawing, giving that attitude, being judgmental, attacking others. Yeah? So you have to take responsibility for the quality of your relationship, the quality of your result, and of your life. It has less to do with people, but it has more to do with your inability to be authentic, to share your needs, to say no when you fucking mean it, right? To put your needs first, to appear selfish, to just start to prioritize yourself instead of always putting yourself last. All those type of things. But first you have to realize that, okay, this is what I've been doing, and now it's time for me to start moving back to who I really want to be, and then deconstructing that old identity and recreating a new identity that feels worthy, that feels good enough, that feels lovable, that feels valuable, that feels like I have a lot of things to offer as I am. And then you have to start moving into the biggest part of the challenges. The most challenging, biggest part is this. You have to start moving into owning your shame, guilt, and embarrassment. Because I can tell you from working with a lot of people and having struggled with this myself, shame, embarrassment, and guilt is the number one reason why people end up being nice guys or people-pleasing tendency, avoiding confrontation, not being honest, not being assertive, not saying no when they mean it, why they seek external validation so much, why they keep on putting other people's needs first, why they're so judgmental, why they're so awkward in social situations, why they lack so much confidence, is because of the shame they feel about themselves, about who they are, about their situation, maybe not having enough, maybe they feel like they should be more, right? But all of this has to do with past experiences where they felt embarrassed, where they felt like they fall behind, whatever the situation or the context might be. I guarantee you that there's a lot of shame. And if you don't go and look at that shame and that guilt and all those feelings of embarrassment, what's going to happen is that you're going to create that shiny armor. And you're going to hide everything real from people, from life. Because anything that makes you feel weak, vulnerable, or anything that you feel like other people will not like, they will dislike or reject you or attack you or see you lesser, you will hide. And that creates distance, that creates inauthenticity, and that then you start to overcompensate. Right now you start to feeling like if I had money, then they will like me. If I have this position, then they will like me. If I have a big car, then they will like me. So you will compensate to seek that validation, that external validation. Yeah? All along, if you don't work with that shame, and if you're not willing to love those part of you, accept those part of you, see the part of you that you're not loving, and let go of whatever past experiences are still, leaving an emotional scar on your subconscious mind, this is your key to freedom, to authenticity, to expressing yourself, to being bold, to be courageous, to be you, to be expressive, to be, the best version of yourself, so to speak. But that's not the truth of it. It's just being more of who you really are at your core, and then defining how you're gonna be in those relationships, what you have to offer, seeing your value, being able to put yourself first, being able to take responsibility for your own need, right? So all of this comes down to owning all those repressed emotions of guilt, shame, and embarrassment. And if you can do that, and if you can go and engage in that work, I guarantee you that you will start to see a very profound transformation in your life. When I started looking at that pattern after a failed relationship in 2016 and 17, I started noticing all the ways I was inauthentic, all the times where I didn't express how I really felt, when I didn't put my foot down, when I didn't say no when I meant it, when I didn't share how I really felt, when I didn't, fully express other people because I didn't want to hurt them, because I didn't want to make the situation worse, because I didn't want to deal with confrontation, because all that fear of being rejected, not liked, and being abandoned in a way, right, makes you act inauthentic and can destroy relationship. Most importantly is that it destroyed your relationship with yourself, which only feeds that lack of confidence and lack of self-esteem. So when I started to look at those patterns, I started to take responsibility for what I was doing and what I wasn't doing. This is when I could start to see the blind spot, the thoughts, the beliefs, the emotions that were controlling me. And when you start to work on that, I guarantee you that your life will be so much better. Your relationship in the future with yourself and other people will become so much more meaningful, so much more real, and so much more honest and authentic. So those are my thoughts on how to overcome the nice guy syndrome. And I wanted to give you a more specific approach, but the challenge is that it's very context dependent. Everybody has their own story, their own ways, their own blueprint of what is happening and why it's happening this way. But this is usually, from my experience of working with a lot of people, the main challenges that people face. And they have to sooner or later overcome those beliefs that relationship with yourself, the past experiences, the emotions that are there, if they truly want to come out as being the most authentic version of themselves, the most confident, the most themselves, without having to try to please other people all the time. So I hope this video helps you guys. If you need help, if you need guidance, if you need somebody to help you find those blind spots, if you need somebody who can help you accelerate overcoming this pattern, there is a link down below where you can book your one-on-one coaching session, and we can share awareness and start to heal that pattern in your life so that you can experience a powerful transformation. So the link, if you're interested, is down in the comment. As always, guys, thank you for watching this video. If it was meaningful and helpful and you want to see more of this type of video, remember to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Be well.